Hi, it's Ramesha here with Vocal Bliss. Today I would like to share 3 things that you can do to increase your breath capacity. But before we dive into it, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of the future videos I put out. So the first thing I want to talk about in increasing your breath capacity is to actually increase your belly capacity. And let me explain what I mean by that. So you probably know by now, and if you don't, I suggest you go and watch some of my previous videos on breathing for singing. But when we sing, we should be breathing and inflating our belly when we take a breath. We don't breathe with our upper chest, which is what most of us are used to doing. Like, we don't take breaths like this, but we should visibly inflate our belly, so our belly pops out when we take a breath in singing, because then when we are singing, we engage those muscles, those belly muscles, to sustain the breath, and that helps to have a steady sound because we have a steady flow of air going through the vocal cords, which produces a steady sound. Now, when you first start working on diaphragmatic breathing, which is consciously doing breathing exercises where you inflate the belly as you inhale and you deflate the belly as you exhale, one of the things that you probably notice if you haven't done it before is that your belly feels kind of full and you feel you still have air that you could breathe in. So basically your belly is not big enough for all the breath that you need to take. And so what I'm suggesting here is that you do some diaphragmatic breathing exercises and gradually train basically your belly to inflate more so that you can bring in more air. Obviously, you don't breathe only with your belly. The belly is the first part. You inhale. When you take a full breath, you inhale with your belly and then you also inhale a little bit with your chest. But that should be the very last part of the breathing sequence. First, you breathe with your belly and then with your chest. And when you're singing, you definitely focus only on your belly, because often when you take a breath, it's not like you can take a full breath. It's almost never impossible. Maybe when you start a song or when you start a phrase and you have enough time to do it, but otherwise you're going to take a breath and you're going to just inflate your belly. So what I suggest you do is some diaphragmatic breathing, and I will show you in a moment how to do that, where you inhale, and as you feel that the belly is pretty full, but you haven't inhaled all the air that you could inhale, so try to really stretch your limits a little bit and inhale as much as you can, and then exhale, bringing the belly back in. And as you do this more and more, you'll notice that your ability, or I should say your belly's capacity, your belly's ability to contain more air and therefore to allow you to inhale more air will increase. So this is how you will do it. You will inhale, you will bring the belly out like this, and then exhale. You can exhale through your nose or through your mouth, which is actually what you do in singing. So inhale, and as you feel that you've reached the limit of your belly capacity, try to really do a little bit more if you can, so that you can increase your belly's ability to pop out more and inflate, just like a balloon. So inhale, and try to bring in as much air as you can, and then exhale and bring it back in. So this is the first thing that you can do, the most obvious thing that you can do to increase your breath capacity. But as you can see, it's not only about your lungs, which is what usually people tend to focus on. Oh, I need to increase my lung capacity, and they do a lot of maybe jogging or exercise, which is very good. Increasing your lung capacity is important. But when it comes to singing, because you're breathing with your belly a lot, your belly kind of tends to limit how much air you can bring in, even if your lungs work efficiently. So try this exercise, diaphragmatic breathing, expanding your belly capacity. The second thing that you can do to increase the amount of breath that you have at your disposal when you sing is to optimize it. And you optimize it by learning how to place your voice. I've talked a lot about this in previous videos, but to place your voice means to be able to pinpoint where your voice is supposed to be in your throat when you sing. So you place the sound, you focus the tone in a particular spot, and you do that by focusing on making your sounds, your vowels, really, really full. You enunciate the vowel so the sound is very full. And when the sound is full, it will have no breath mixed with it. So it won't be ah, it will be ah. So there's no breath expenditure more than is needed. And so what that does in the long run, it allows you, obviously, because you're optimizing your breath, it allows you to sing for longer periods of time without needing to breathe. Very often, beginners tend to run out of breath, not because they don't have enough lung or belly capacity, but because they're not able yet to focus the tone. And so a lot of breath gets wasted, basically, when it's not really necessary. So besides working directly on the breath, which is what we just talked about, by increasing your belly capacity, it's very important that you work also on optimizing it by working on enunciating clearly so that your sounds can be full and pure, so there won't be any breath mixed with the sound. So you can sing longer phrases without needing to breathe as often as you might need right now. If you're watching this video, probably this is one area you need to improve on. And the third point I want to mention that is often overlooked is good posture. So when you sing, this is one of the many reasons why we tend to sing standing. It's actually easier to sing standing, because when you're standing, you're able to stand straight, open the chest. So the chest should be open and not curved in like this, but open. And when the chest is open, your belly will be freer to do the kind of work that we just talked about earlier. So if your chest is a little bent forward, the belly is a little bit blocked and will not be able to inflate properly. So once again, you're not able to bring in as much air as you could. And so make sure when you sing to stand, or if you're sitting down, sit down straight with your chest open, your shoulder blades a little bit together in the back, and your chin parallel to the floor. Don't go like this, as often singers do. So keep your chin level and open the chest. And you should be able to feel that your belly is free to inflate as much as it can. So try a few diaphragmatic breaths, and you can tell if your belly is free to do its job or not. So these are three very simple things. Placement maybe takes a little bit longer to learn, so you might need to work a little bit longer on that. But learning to breathe diaphragmatically and learning to expand your belly capacity shouldn't take very long. And you can just do a little bit, and within a week or two, if you do some every day, even just 5 minutes, you should be able to notice a difference. If you find it hard to do belly breathing like that, sitting or standing, you can lay down on your back. It's a lot easier to feel your belly movement there. So lay down on your back and do some diaphragmatic breathing. Stretch out as much as you can. Don't worry, you won't develop a belly. You'll just be able to breathe better and more deeply for singing. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks a lot. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.